Hey everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Te Atiawa First Nations people, the traditional custodians of the land on which these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides in the universal energies. Wow, leading from the NASCAR lines reading, actually it segued straight in without me even thinking about it. I want to have a look at the change in the shift in energies from win-lose mentality of dominance and limited pie that there's only so much to go around, so therefore for one person to win, somebody else has to lose. As we move into this new energy of win-win situations. Now, to do a little bit of what's win-lose, what's win-win, etc. And nothing surprising for me, but I'm going to go through it anyhow. Whereas win-win is based in empathy, in community, and identification of others. Um, Win-win is found. Its foundations are in integrity and trust and generosity and partnership. And basically, what they are is when there is a mutual gain approach to a situation to maximize the value creativeness that comes out of a situation. So, what we're looking at is win-win is partnership for the good of all, which means that all boats rise. Win-lose is very much about domination, where one has the belief that one has to lose for the other to win. Now, uh, where have I got this? Okay, so the win-lose implies only you, if you're in this win-lose competitiveness, know the answer, but you're playing on others' emotions and using them physically for selfish purposes. And what eventually happens is both parties end up losing. Politics at the moment is, the conservative far right. If you're a Trump supporter, this is not the channel for you. The conservative far right seem to have this I must win at any cost, I must. It's not so much power that they're playing for, it's dominance. So power and control, but at the apex of power and control is dominance. And dominance, no matter what level of society you are, is a win-lose attitude where it doesn't matter who you're dominant over as long as you're dominant over something or somebody else, whether that be the dog that's chained to the kennel in the corner of the mucky yard, to the abused wife and children, or whatever situation it is. There is this, the win-lose is, for me to win, I must be superior and dominating over somebody else. The win-win situation, there's not that dominance, there's not that need for power or control. It is seeing the other party as, whether it be human, animal, plant, whatever it is, as being in partnership. It's like working with nature instead of trying to control and dominate nature. It's working with women, working with other women to lift all women. Lighting another candle from your candle does not mean that your candle does not shine as brightly. It's about being supportive, not getting into the lower vibration of gossip and undermining, and believing that you need to belittle somebody else for yourself to gain. So I want to have a look. I love win-win. I love it. I absolutely. I do not. I do understand because I used to be that person, thinking. I'm talking 20, 30 years ago. I used to be that person that used to think that for me to gain the upper hand in any situation, I had to tear down somebody else. And whether that was through backstabbing, gossip, undermining, whatever it was, I was that person. So I have been there, so I do understand it. But through, I can't even pinpoint when it happened. Just over the years. I've had a complete flip of attitude. I've had a complete flip of attitude of this new emotion of supportiveness. And it's really interesting when I'm with acquaintances, I won't say friends, acquaintances, that I see many of them are still in this low vibration energy of, for themselves to feel better about themselves, they have to do better than everybody else. It's like turning up to a function, and I'm just talking from a woman's point of view, in something classic and classy and looks attractive versus the plunging neckline and the bright red lipstick and the hair out to there. Um, if that's your jam, nothing wrong with it. But if you're doing it because you feel that you need to be competitive with other women, that's a win-lose, low vibration. That was a really, really bad analogy, but you get what I mean. And this is happening in politics at the moment too. You'll notice one side, and this is what comes out of the win-lose situation. For the belief that to win, which is moral, financial, and ethical corruption, others have to be banished out into the cold. But it just ends in all sides losing in the long term. And you see it in politics at the moment. You've got one side that is spouting hatred and despicable language and vilification and sinister underhandedness, etc. That's a win-lose because they're of the attitude, and this is why they appeal to a certain element of voters who feel the same, that for them to gain more, they have to dominate over somebody else. They have to belittle something else. They have to, whether it's the lawn in the garden, whether it's the pet dog, whether it's the people that are around them, whether it's somebody standing at a podium and spouting whatever they're spouting. They come from that very low vibration win-lose situation. For them to win, somebody else has to lose. Now, we're talking about election. One side will win, but the other side will lose. But when you have a look at the other side of the aisle, what another candidate is bringing for is saying, everyone is coming with us. I don't care whether you voted for me or not. You are part of this global community. We are moving forward. Now, I came up on my feed on this morning, I don't know quite why, was a town hall that a particular candidate did 5 years ago, where there was a young Republican man stepped up and said, not a fan of either. I don't understand some of your policies. I don't necessarily agree with them. I am a Republican. What can you offer me? And boy, did she offer this young man every opportunity, and she basically offered him to come in to this win-win situation and be part of the win-win to lift the vibration and move forward. I'll look it up and I'll post it on my community page when I've finished this video. It wasn't till after I watched the video I realised it was from 5 years ago when she was running as VP, and it still brought me to tears, and it is exactly the same message that she is bringing forward today. And yeah, this out in the cold just ends up the downfall for everybody. Okay, so let me have a look. Show me the energies. This is the Gilded Tarot Royale for those that like to know the decks. Look what's just showed itself, the Tower. A need to break down the current way of thinking, to bring it to an ending of the cycle so that we can step through into this new way of thinking, this new energy, so that we can rebuild something new, something that is stronger. And that is the truth of what is up, what is on offer here in 2 days' time. Okay, but I would love this reading to be classic timeless. So let's have a look. Show me Show me. What's the message that we need to know about a win-win situation? Show me the energies of lifting up, of higher vibration, win-win. Okay, you want to stop there? Come on down, let's have a look. 10 minutes of me waffling. The youth are bringing through this message. It's not a new message, but it hasn't had cut through, is what I'm getting from that. It feels like it's a new message of unity, even though it's the same message that has been said by Harris 5 years ago, by Obama, nearly 20 years ago. It's the same message, but it feels, for some reason, fresh and new, and I think it's because the youth are owning it. They are walking away from what emotionally does no longer serve them towards something new, being embattled in this win-lose emotion. Now, I'm not talking about everybody. There will be those that just simply get left behind because it is a step too far for them to pull themselves out, which is signified by the 3 spilt cups. But this new energy is leaving behind this emotional turmoil that does not serve. Now, what was it that to win-lose implies? In order to win, one party must win and one must lose, and the one that wins uses the emotions, the physicality of those that lose for their own purposes. Walking away from that energy. Behind the scenes, we've got slow movement forward, but it is movement forward because it is time. It's almost like the world had to get to a point of such horrific disbelief in what humans say and do to other humans to go, no, this is not what we want. Movement forward because it is time. Absolutely. An emotional cleansing, an emotional new start, new partnerships start with the eyes wide open going forward and seeing. We can't plead ignorance in this day and age with the availability of social media and the ability to quickly check whether something is factual or not, or just to know what's happening in the world. We can't turn away and say we didn't know anymore. So out of this movement forward comes this new emotional beginning that is bought with love. It is cleansing out the old. It is bringing forth the new. And it is abundance for all. It is abundance for all. The rise of the feminine energy does not dissipate the masculine. It dissipates the misogynistic, but it does not dissipate or dilute the divine masculine. It complements. It overpowers the misogynistic dominance, win-lose masculine, but it is there in partnership to empower the divine win-win masculine. And this is the rise of the feminine. Goodness me, look at these major arcana coming forward. Huge cards. The karma hanging over it, not only is it time, not only is it Lady Justice, it is about balancing the scales, bringing balance into empathy, into humanity, into our globability. No, it's not even a word. Why are they telling me globability? In our universal energy, our little blue dot in a vast ocean of black. Restoring balance. Our actions have consequences in regards to this. might be surrendering our dominant positions. Now, I'm not saying we give up. I'm not saying we surrender our power, but we might need to surrender some of the messaging where we've put boundaries up, where we say that we're not going to allow to be trodden. That's a terrible way of putting it, guys. What are you telling me? Where we stop others, where we create artificial boundaries to stop others. Thank you. And we surrender some of that messaging that is putting up these boundaries. Remembering that I am not the same person I was 20 years ago, that I was of this win-lose mentality taught to me by my ex-narcissistic husband, because that's what narcissists thrive on. And I had to surrender it. The outcome, the truth being forcing us to retreat, to take a higher road and put down the swords and look at this with a new wisdom, a new intellect, a new, I'm getting spirituality, a new spirituality. Shine the light on the snake in the path. As we find our path forward in regards to this, we need to shine the light on what has eternally been wrong. I'm really drawn to the birds on these curtains for some reason. Really, really, the purple curtains. Purple is your higher vibrational self, your connection with universal spirit. But I'm really drawn. Are they phoenixes rising out from the? They look like it. Phoenixes rising, shining the light on what is not, what is toxic in our path forward, and only by shining the light on it. This is not win-lose. This is just identifying it for what it is, uncovering it, that we can deal with it and move forward. Now, also just looking at that snake in the path, because the light's shining on it, the figure here can see it and can walk around it or step over it. If they were fumbling around in the darkness, the lower vibration, every chance they would have stepped on the snake, even if they were just feeling their way along the path. This is about bringing forward the light of win-win, the light of higher vibration, the light of goodness, to be able to clearly see the path. There will be those that do not accept the situation, the emotional, the boys are telling me blessing, the emotional blessing. It's there on offer. Some will be reluctant to take it because it's a step too far, because they are dwelling in this anxiety of the wisdom's out the window here. They're dwelling in the anxiety of, I'm just going to say, the Republican energy. But the sword of truth is here. It has been unsheathed, and with it, it will bring peace. I am loving this reading. Okay, so show me. So the energies is that it's here. One either gets on board or gets left behind at the station. And as I split the deck, even though I poker shuffled these cards in, there they are. Show me the actual path forward as we, oh gosh, shining the light and bringing balance. Partnership, balance, divine masculinity, divine feminine, walking away from this emotional, someone needs to lose in order for me to win. Let's have a look. Show me about moving forward with this uplifting, empathic, light-giving partnership. These are the two options. Working together equally to lift everybody up, or it's us with all that we have versus them and leaving others out in the cold. Okay, I'll pop those back and I see what's on the bottom there, the win at any cost, abuse of power. Show me the path forward with this maximising the future for everybody, the mutual gain. There is enough money, there is enough resources, there is enough water, food, there is enough of everything in this world for everything that needs to be in this world or is currently in this world, all humans. There's enough. Okay, just the beginning. The healing is being offered. The opportunity is being offered. It is here, but it is just at its infancy, is what I will say. The challenge is heartbreak, loss, betrayal, despair, feeling like one's been stabbed through the heart by the swords of truth. So that's going to be the challenge for this, is that you betrayed me, or you took from me what should have been mine, or the perception. I'm talking about the perception of. The reality is loss and heartbreak and grief, which is going to happen in the next few months. Just be aware of it. That is what's going to challenge this new beginning at the foundation. It's here. It is now. There is no denying. You either get on board or you get left at the station. It's being offered here. It's in its infancy, but there's no denying that this is where we are headed, and this is where the strength lies. Together, we are greater than the sum of our parts. In the past, the lies, the deceit, the betrayal, the casting one against the other, pitting man against man, and dog against dog, and cockerel against cockerel, and however you like to. The slyness of this, of the lies, of the stealing of the truth, of what can be gained if we work together, is in the past. Doesn't mean some of it hasn't spilt over into the present, but it is rapidly becoming the past. The Three of Wands, the plan and the messaging is that the ship can come into harbour for all. Laden for all is the crowning. The immediate future, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. The infighting caused by this pitting against, I saw a fabulous meme popped up on my social media, which basically said, if the immigrants are all racist drug dealers and murderers, and you're worried about them taking your job, what's your actual job? Because all that is just hateful rhetoric to pit people against others, othering. If we other humanity, if we other all the wildlife on this world, if we other nature and see it as the enemy, then we are divided. So this is what they're trying to do. This is the immediate future. Just be aware that externally we are rebalancing. And I keep saying either get on board the train of this or get left behind at the station. Internally, where we're seeing greed from a different point of view. And I say greed because the coins are spilling out here and it is time. You've got the wheel turning at the top there. It is time. Strength is in compassion, in empathy, in working together for the greater. It's the hope, the outcome. 9 of Cups, celebration. Page of Cups, coming out of left field, our higher intuitive spiritual self, and the rise of feminine energy, the divine feminine inspirational women with their messaging. Okay. Love it. Absolutely love it. It's coming. Will not be stopped. Cannot be stopped. We won't allow it to be stopped. We are entering an era of not only increased spiritual awareness and vibration, we are entering an era where we are lifting up all. We are entering an attitude of win-win, of all ships rising on the tide, that the pie is big enough for everybody and everything, as long as somebody doesn't try and take half of it all for themselves. There is more than enough to go around. Okay, love to you all. Catch you later. 2 more sleeps. Look after yourselves. Bye-bye.